host, and welcome to another electrifying episode of Energize Your Passion. I'm your host, Sunshine, and today we're diving into a topic that's as essential as the air we breathe: loving yourself first. Yes, you heard me right. This episode is your permission slip to unapologetically prioritize your happiness, peace, and well being. You might be thinking, Sunshine, isn't that selfish? Oh, my friend, we're going to burst that myth wide open. Self love is not selfish, it's self empowerment. And when you're empowered, you light up the world around you. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's embark on this journey together. Are you ready to fall madly in love with yourself? Let's go. Segment 1: The Foundation of Self-Love. Let's kick things off by defining self-love. Because if we don't know what it means, how can we practice it? Self-love is about accepting yourself wholeheartedly, flaws, quirks, and all. It's not about being perfect. It's about being authentic. That's right, being authentic. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and respect you so freely give to others. Take a moment and think, when was the last time you said something kind to yourself? Now, when was the last time you criticized yourself? If the latter came more easily, don't worry, you're not alone. It's a habit so many of us fall into because somewhere along the way, we started believing that being hard on ourselves was the path to improvement. But here's the truth: self-criticism rarely leads to growth. In fact, it often keeps us stuck. Growth comes from a foundation of self-compassion. Rachel from Chicago shared this: Sunshine, I spent years chasing validation from others. It wasn't until I looked in the mirror one morning and said, Rachel, you are enough, that everything changed. That one affirmation became my anchor. Isn't that powerful? A simple act of kindness towards yourself can be a game changer. And here's the best part: you don't have to wait for anyone else to give it to you. Imagine Rachel's moment for a second. The courage it took to stop searching outward and instead turn inward. It's a reminder that the love we seek is often waiting for us within. It's about creating those moments for yourself, those affirmations that feel like a lifeline when the world feels heavy. James from Texas wrote in, I used to think self-love was cheesy until I hit burnout. Learning to say no without guilt and yes to what fueled me saved my life. Let's pause for a moment and unpack James's story. Burnout is such a common experience in today's go, go, go culture. We're often taught that our worth is tied to our productivity, and saying yes to everything feels like the only way to keep up. But James discovered something so transformative. Saying no doesn't make you less valuable. In fact, it's one of the highest forms of self-respect. Think of it this way: every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to something that sustains you. So here's your takeaway. Self-love starts with awareness. It's recognizing your needs, honoring them, and understanding that you are worthy of love just as you are. Got it? Good. Now this is just the beginning. Stick with me because In the next segment, we're going to tackle the barriers that often stand in the way of self-love. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Let's keep going. Segment 2, breaking down the barriers. All right, let's get real. If self-love is so important, why is it so hard? Spoiler alert. The barriers often come from societal pressures, past experiences, and let's be honest, our own inner critic. Sounds familiar? One major barrier is comparison. Social media, anyone? It's easy to look at someone else's highlight reel and feel like you're falling short. But remember, you're comparing their chapter 20 to your chapter 1. Give yourself grace. Let's break this down a bit more. Social media has created this illusion that everyone's life is perfect, but what you're seeing are curated moments. No one's posting their struggles, their insecurities, or their bad days. So the next time you find yourself falling into the comparison trap, remind yourself that you're seeing a highlight reel, not the full story. What if, instead of comparing, you look for inspiration? Let their success remind you of what's possible, rather than making you feel less than. Maria from New York said, I used to stroll Instagram and feel terrible. Then I started following accounts that uplifted me, like body positivity influencers and mental health advocates. It's amazing how curating your feed can curate your mindset. Maria's story is such a beautiful reminder that we have more control over our environment than we sometimes realize. Curating your social media feed is a small but impactful step towards a healthier mindset. Ask yourself, who am I following and how do they make me feel? If the answer is anything less than inspired or empowered, it might be time for a digital detox. Another barrier, negative self-talk. That little voice that says, you can't do this. You're not good enough. Well, guess what? You can talk back. And here's a fun fact. Your brain believes what you tell it most often. So if you've spent years telling yourself you're not good enough, it's time to flip the script. It might feel awkward or unnatural at first, but with time, positive self-talk can become second nature. Derek from Florida shared, every time I caught myself saying something negative, I replaced it with something positive. It felt silly at first, but now I'm my own biggest cheerleader. Derek's journey shows us that small shifts can lead to big changes. It's about building a new habit, and habits take time. If you're someone who's been stuck in a cycle of negative self-talk, start with one phrase you can say to yourself every day. Maybe it's, I am doing my best, or I am worthy. Write it on a sticky note, put it on your mirror, and say it every time you see it. Now that we've explored these barriers, it's time to talk about solutions. How do we not just identify the obstacles, but actively work to overcome them? In our next segment, we're going to dive into daily practices that can help you build a stronger foundation of self-love. These aren't one-time fixes. They're habits that will sustain you over time. Stick with me. This next part is where we get really practical. Segment 3, the daily practices of self-love. Now that we've laid the groundwork and tackled the barriers, it's time to get practical. Self-love isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. Think of it like watering a plant. Consistency is key. Here are 3 simple ways to love yourself daily. Number 1, start your morning with a positive affirmation. Look in the mirror and say, I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough. Think about what those words mean and let them settle in your heart. Positive affirmations are more than just words. They're a declaration to yourself and the universe of who you are and who you're becoming. It's like planting a seed that grows into self-belief over time. If you struggle with affirmations, try writing them down and keeping them in places you'll see them throughout the day, on your fridge, your bathroom mirror, or even as the wallpaper on your phone. Number 2, schedule me time every day, even if it's just 10 minutes. Read a book, take a walk, meditate, whatever fills your cup. This doesn't have to be elaborate or time consuming. The key is intentionality. Maybe it's sipping your morning coffee in silence instead of strolling through emails. Or perhaps it's stepping outside and letting the sunshine warm your face. Remember, me time is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's about creating moments that recharge your spirit and remind you of the joy in simple pleasures. Number 3, set boundaries. Remember, saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. When you set them, you're telling yourself and others that your time, energy, and well-being matter. This might mean declining invitations that don't align with your priorities or stepping back from relationships that drain you. Setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. But with practice, it becomes a powerful act of self-care. Anita from Oregon told us, I started a gratitude journal where I write 3 things I love about myself every night. It helped me shift my focus from what's wrong to what's right. Isn't that such a simple but impactful habit? Anita's story shows us the power of gratitude, especially when it's directed inward. If you've never tried a gratitude journal, start small. Write down 1 thing you love about yourself today. Maybe it's your resilience, your sense of humor, or even the way you make a perfect cup of tea. Celebrate those small wins because they add up to big changes. Malik from Chicago shared, I created a playlist of songs that make me feel unstoppable. Every time I feel down, I hit play and dance it out. I love this. Music has such a unique way of shifting our energy. If you don't have a self-love playlist yet, now's the perfect time to create one. Fill it with songs that make you want to sing at the top of your lungs or dance like no one's watching. And when life feels overwhelming, let that playlist remind you of your strength and worth. So here's your homework. Pick 1 self-love practice and try it for a week. Maybe you start your morning with affirmations. Carve out 10 minutes of your me time or set 1 boundary that protects your peace. Whatever you choose, commit to it and notice how it makes you feel. These small intentional acts can have a ripple effect, not just on your mood, but on your entire day. And speaking of ripple effects, in the next segment, we're going to talk about how self-love doesn't just transform your relationship with yourself, but also your relationships with others. This is where the magic really happens. Stay tuned. Segment 4, the ripple effect of self-love. Here's the beautiful thing about self-love. It's contagious. When you love yourself, you're not only kinder to yourself, but also to others. You set the tone for how you're treated and inspire those around you to do the same. Let's break this down a bit. Imagine walking into a room filled with positivity, where everyone's energy feels warm and inviting. That's the kind of vibe self-love creates. It's not about being perfect, it's about being authentic. When you embrace who you are, it gives others permission to do the same. You're essentially creating an environment where acceptance and respect flourish. Sophie from California shared, when I start valuing myself, I noticed my friendships improved. I attracted people who respected me because I finally respected myself. Sophie's story is such a wonderful example of how self-love can elevate your relationships. Think about it. When you respect yourself, you naturally establish boundaries, communicate more effectively, and exude confidence. It's not about being boastful. It's about knowing your worth and not settling for less. Ask yourself, are your current relationships reflecting the love you have for yourself? If not, what small changes can you make to align them with your values? Raj from Canada wrote in, as a dad, I realized that loving myself set an example for my kids. They've started practicing affirmations too, and it's been life-changing for our family. I absolutely love Raj's story. It highlights how self-love doesn't just impact us, but also those who look up to us. Whether you're a parent, a mentor, or even just a friend, your actions ripple outward. Kids in particular are like sponges. They absorb what they see. By practicing self-love, Raj has not only transformed his life, but also given his children a foundation for building their own confidence and self-worth. So let's take this a step further. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Self-love isn't just about the here and now. It's about creating a positive ripple effect that can inspire others long after you've left the room. Maybe it's showing your friends that it's okay to take a mental health day or encouraging a colleague to set boundaries at work. Small acts of self-love can create a domino effect of empowerment. Self-love doesn't make you feel good. It makes the world a better place. It shifts the energy around you, making space for deeper connections, more meaningful interactions, and a stronger sense of community. So ask yourself, what kind of ripple effect do you want to create? And here's the exciting part. In our next segment, we're going to bring all these pieces together and explore how self-love can be the foundation for a life filled with purpose and joy. Stay with me because this final segment is going to tie everything up beautifully. Segment 5, bringing it all together. Let's wrap this up with a quick recap. Number 1, self-love is about embracing your worth and treating yourself with kindness. Number 2, barriers like comparison and negative self-talk are common but conquerable. Number 3, daily practices like affirmations, me time, and setting boundaries can make a world of difference. Number 4, Loving yourself first creates a ripple effect that enhances your relationships and impacts those around you. As we close, I want you to take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered today. Self-love isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's about progress, not perfection. Celebrate every step you take, no matter how small, because every one is a victory. Remember that you deserve kindness, patience, and love from yourself just as much as anyone else does. Here's our call to action. Take one step towards loving yourself today. Maybe it's saying an affirmation in the mirror, carving out 10 minutes of me time, or setting a small boundary that protects your peace. Whatever it is, commit to it and honor it. Trust me, those small changes add up to big transformations over time. And let's not keep this energy to ourselves. Spread the love. Share this podcast with a friend who needs a dose of positivity or someone you know is struggling to prioritize themselves. Our recommendation might be the spark they need to start their own self-love journey. Don't forget to leave a glowing 5-star review. It helps this community grow and reach more beautiful souls like you. Before I go, let me leave you with this thought. Loving yourself isn't about being selfish. Let me say that again. Loving yourself isn't about being selfish. It's about showing up for yourself so you can show up for others. When you're full of love and light, you naturally share it with the world around you. So go out there, be radiant, be passionate, and most importantly, be you. Until next time, stay vibrant and take care of that incredible heart of yours. This is Sunshine, signing off.